What's good? Welcome back. It is your boy Bake. Welcome to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. It's your boy Bake. I got my co-host with me right now in the building. What's up?
What's good, Bake, man? Yeah,
it's rough.
Your energy is pure.
It's rough.
Your energy's pure. It's just the vocalization of the energy.
Oh, that's a lot I can get today, man. My mouth is so numbed up from the dentist. You only can do what you can do, but we here. We keep pushing. We keep pushing forward, man. We keep pushing forward. How your day going? I hear Little Man in there. Little Man there.
And now we got our special co-host for today.
Oh, he ready.
Yeah.
Baby Jack.
So if y'all hear any extra little noise in the background, that's just Baby Jack's giving his firm opinion on what's going on in NFL right now.
Oh, he already giving some opinions right now.
Yeah.
Baby Jack, he know what's going on.
Yeah, man. He tapped in, man. He watched just as much ESPN as me, so he's tapped in. I mean, I feel like he may drop his baby mock draft or something. And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's dropping that thing. He gonna definitely drop the mock draft. But it seems like he is excited to hear more news about our brother Deshaun Watson. So they filed another report, another lawsuit per se, and it's all this stuff is going to go to the civil courts because it's going to be, if they win, they're going to get money. That's what it is. I don't think he's going to do any time per se, but in that document there were some interesting things. It's already came out that my brother Watson said that a lot of these women did consent to some sexual activities, like we talked about last week. I told you it don't make no sense how you can go from getting a massage to getting it popping like that. I think a lot of these girls were not set up, but like they was hey, Deshaun needs you. Can you come through, pull up? He's asking, he's gonna pay this, wooty wooty whoop. And somebody got upset. I'm telling you this, I not to be rude, and I don't mean to sweep what they went through under the rug, but I'm just calling a spade a spade. Somebody got upset. They wanted probably some extra funds. That if you don't pay, I'm gonna go out in there, whoop whoop. Because again, after one person came out, all 20-something came out. They said, hey, if they gonna get paid, I'm gonna get paid. Exactly. So what were some of the reports? What was some in a civil suit?
This latest one that just hit the surface. Reading this from ESPN, it was a freelance makeup artist who Watson reached out via Instagram DMs on September 2nd, 2020, asking if she offered massages. So I'm guessing she agreed to do her second profession, what I guess is massaging, because her first one says freelance makeup artist.
Exactly.
So this is her second profession, which multiple hustles is multiple hustles, so I respect it.
Or keyword massage means something else.
Possibly. So she said the lawsuit details that 2 separate incidents occurred during the massage in sessions September and November, during which Watson allegedly assaulted and harassed the woman by exposing himself, touching her with his penis, and groping her. The plaintiff alleges that while she was massaging Watson the second time, he instructed her to grab his penis. She said no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before eventually doing as Watson instructed, because the pressure from Watson's relentless instruction, coercing her against her will, left her powerless. It says, in light of the privacy and security concern, the plaintiff has decided not to pursue her case for now, the document said, but the plaintiff reserves the right to refile this case once such concerns are addressed. So she's not going forward with it. She's just putting it out there that she was also a victim of Deshaun Watson's nymphoism. I feel like now we just getting to a point where Deshaun Watson's a nympho. Like, I think we just call a spade at this point. The way he's being proclaimed, this man just has a high activity. That's what this man is on.
And it's starting to come out. And what's starting to come out is that massages are not really massages. And I talked about this because if you said it too, if you got a masseuse, you really only got one masseuse at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You got your personal masseuse who you hire, who you pay to masseuse to give you a massage and do everything you need that person to do, whether it's a male or a female, right? But what it seemed like and what it's sounding like is that the code word masseuse is being let's do something more than masseusing.
Yeah, we're gonna get this massage in.
Exactly.
We're gonna finish with whatever needs to be finished with, and I'm gonna chip you off. I'm gonna chip you off of the massage. So what I'm seeing now is they like, you pay me for the massage. I'm gonna need some a little extra for what the little extra was, no matter how it turned out.
Yeah.
You know, and again, it's a tricky situation because it's like when you hear words coerced into doing something after you said no. Like me personally, I would want to know is like, you said no, you finished the massage and you tried to leave and he like slammed the door and was like, nah, you ain't going nowhere type stuff. Because I feel like that's a real violation of someone's rights if they said no and they trying to leave. Or was it like, you know, you said no, he's sitting there, he's still kind of sweet talking you and giving you the like, it's okay, like we good, like don't trip, like they do this all the time, and then you just kind of gave in because it's Deshaun Watson. Because in my head, like, if it was an average Joe, do you give in? Because he said eventually you gave in because you felt powerless. But in my head, you have all the power because you said no to begin with. And as you have stated, it's like what? You asking for what? I'm up out. So in my head, it's like, if you got called in for a massage and you did your quote unquote job, and now he wants more, and you said no, unless, again, like I said, if he slammed the door shut or he's really kind of technically holding you against your will, but that's not what was said, then what prompts you to eventually give in and say yes, but now I want to come back and say you was harassed and all this kind of stuff? Like, it's just, that's the kind of things I would want to know so we can continue to paint a real picture of what's going on here.
Yeah.
Because I don't hear that you was held against your will. I don't hear that he forcibly grabbed your arms and said, look, we're going to get this in or not. I'm not hearing those things. And if those things are happening, I would appreciate for these women to say those things, because then it turns into I mean, it's not that it's not serious, but then it's the layers is like, whoa, bro. Like, you know, like you doing a little bit too much. So
here's my thing, man.
That's where we at.
And it's no disrespect to none of these women. None. But I'm going to call a spade a spade. I can't understand you feeling this way one time. But this happened twice. Okay? So if you did it the first time and you already felt uncomfortable, why put yourself in that situation again?
Okay.
And do it the second time. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to call a spade because I know people. I spoke to students who have been violated. They don't go back after the first. They're terrorized and terrified and traumatized after that first time. You went back and you did it again. It wasn't none there like he forced you against your will. and you gave in, right? So I again, I wasn't there, so I don't know, but I can only imagine. She didn't say I was hesitant to stop him when we started it. It just I gave in because felt powerless. So you just let them do whatever you want to do. I don't know what was your facial expressions or anything like that. You didn't say I was in tears while he was doing X, Y, and Z to me. What it seemed like is that part of you probably said, not this time. No, we did it once. I'm good. No, we're good. And then he probably sweet talked you a little bit, told you what you wanted to hear, and you gave in. Probably said, I'm gonna tip you. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm gonna take care of it. And you're like, okay, but I don't know. And then boom. Again, I'm not trying to make this a funny issue, but I just gotta be 100 with you. I don't like when people use these situations to try to change the narrative. I can understand if it was just a one-time incident, but you allowed yourself to be in this situation twice. And you did the same thing twice. So what they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Facts.
I'm just calling spade a spade. And again, this is a learning lesson. Don't put yourself in that situation again. Unless you knew what it was. And you agree, you consensualized and agreed with it. Because even when you did it, you didn't tell them stop. You didn't tell them no. You could have stopped them before it got to the penetration part. You didn't say no. You said no to the not touching his genitals. You didn't say no to the sex. So in the eyes is you can finally consensualize. You wasn't under the influence. You wasn't drinking. You wasn't intoxicated. None of that.
I didn't hear forcible or against your will type.
Exactly.
Those are trigger words. You feel me?
Did it twice. Twice. Could we call it spade a spade? What the word is right now, the new word of the day is, can I get a massage? That's what it is. Can I get a massage? Yeah, I want a deep rooted tissue. These are all code words for something else. And it's crazy because he took it to a new science. Usually you could just be like, yo, I'm trying to do. No, it's, yo, can I get a massage? Yeah. And if you got a lady ain't thinking nothing of it, chick ain't thinking nothing of it. It's like, oh, he just getting a massage. And again, brother, hey, Deshaun, you got it. You just got to learn from your mistakes, man. This is one of those things you got to learn from your mistakes. You got to, make better decisions. And to these ladies who are really victims, I apologize. But for the ones who are out here trying to get it back, that's a shame on you. And I'm just calling it spade. It's a shame on you. For somebody to put themselves in that situation twice, you must not been that traumatized after the first time. So you wanted to see what it was about again. Oh, he probably changed his mind. Come on now.
It's like I said, the first time, nothing probably did happen, but you felt some kind of way.
Right.
He asked you to do whatever favor it was, and you felt some kind of way, so you said no. So then the second time, like, why are you even responding?
Right.
Because he basically said, well, that's not what's going on. I'm not going to be like that this next time around. But why would he change his approach? Because as a guy, I've been there. You feel me? The first time, it's like, dang, okay. Let me shoot my shot again. Because maybe I can say something different that's going to get you to change your mind frame.
Right.
Shot again, got you to come over again, deliver another massage again. And then it was like, all right, it's like, come on now. Like, no, you felt violated or you felt disrespected the first time, sweetheart. So stick to your first mind. Because if we just speaking in real terms, this could have ended up way worse.
Yeah, it could have.
You feel me? Because this is Deshaun Watson in this situation. This could be the regular guy who does this and you thinking everything is, the regular, baller kind of guy who got money in his pocket, those kind of dudes. And you end up going over there that second time and and he not as cordial about letting you go this time.
Right.
So you got to be smarter anyway, that when you feel uncomfortable, you feel violated, or you feel something ain't right, you need to make sure you take a step back. And these is life lessons. Like we can't put ourselves in bad positions and then want to play victim after putting myself in that position again when I could have openly avoided said position.
Yeah, but we know what it is. It was getting paid. It was getting paid a nice chunk of change, and they did it. And that's not even your main profession.
Yeah, that's not. That's to me that, because to me in the article what it said, freelancer and masseuse. It said freelance makeup artist. So your bag is you and your makeup bag. You feel me? And but
it is what it is. We'll find out more as it comes out. Again, I'm not trying to normalize what happened. I'm not trying to say what happened is right.
No,
Watson is still wrong in this situation. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just want to be real. I just want to call a spade a spade. I just want to be honest. Like for people, I've been in situations where I've talked to students who've been violated off one time, and they didn't even have sex, and the traumatized and the how terrified they was, and how they just couldn't operate. I've seen it. They didn't put themselves in that situation again. The only time you see stuff like that is when y'all in a relationship where it's hard to get out of a domestic relationship.
Right.
You've been talking to that person for a long time, so you can easily go back. But people that's not in a relationship, you're never going back to that situation. You know what I'm saying? Unless you allowing yourself to be back in that situation. So for some of these women who chose to go back and do multiple times, you gotta ask yourself honestly. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, we'll keep it going. We're gonna follow the case, see what's going on. But let's talk about this mock draft, the top 10. Let me share my screen. Let me let you. Hopefully you ain't got that bada ba ba ba.
All that about baby. We was sharing the screen back in the day, baby. We was.
So we about to share the screen and we're gonna look at our picks.
Yes, sir. Slideshow. Let's go. Let's go from the beginning. Oh, boom! Look at that! Look at that! Look nice.
Yeah, that's when I had short hair.
Yeah, you feel me? But we out here.
Yeah.
All right. So here we are, man. Here's our first five.
First five.
Yeah. Here's our first five.
Identical.
Similar. So I got Trevor Lawrence going to the Jags. I feel like that's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Wilson to the Jets. That gets a little dicey, but I feel like that's what they're leaning to because they traded Darnold to the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I got Fields to the Niners because I feel like you don't trade up at number 3 to not go get one of the top 3 quarterbacks.
Right.
I like Kyle Pitts to the Falcons because I feel like you guys can go get a quarterback second, third round, possibly, that can kind of be behind Matty Ice for the next couple of years and learn under him. And then with your new head coach being a former offensive coordinator, I feel like that helps with the development of whoever that young guy is. And then obviously I got the tackle Penei Sewell from Oregon going to the Bengals because they got to protect their investment.
Well, what you say, Jack? Who you got number 1?
What you got? You feeling that? Was that what you feeling? Or you got something different? Okay. All right. We'll rock with that.
DJ rocking with it?
Yeah, I think he said
I like the picks.
Okay.
I think Trevor Lawrence is a no-brainer. We all know that. The Jags, it's getting Trevor Lawrence. That's a no-brainer. I just hope he can deliver. And I hope but a lot of, I would say this, a lot of white quarterbacks, no disrespect, not to be racist, they're going to try to get them aligned for sure to protect them. A lot of brothers, you may get a line later down the road, but you ain't getting no line for real, to be honest with you, unless you Patrick Mahomes. And you saw what happened to that when he didn't have a line. But I think Trevor Lawrence, I'll give him about 3-4 years before he started to come into his own because he's going to a new situation and they got to rebuild. They definitely got to rebuild on that offensive line and on the offense in general. I think Zach Wilson is a for sure because they got rid of Sam Darnold. They didn't trust in him, and so they must like this kid. I wanted this kid. I did. I thought he was going to come to us and he was going to be our future, but you never know. Number 3, Justin Fields makes sense to the Niners. He's like a new Kaepernick for them. That's what I feel. I feel like he can be a new Kaepernick with a better arm quality, like better arm and decision making. I think Cap was a great arm, but his decision making wasn't the best, and he relied on his feet too much. And I think Justin Fields is more of a pocket passer first, scrambler second. And I think Shanahan would love him in his offense. They got weapons. They got people that they can give the ball to. And they got a great running game. And it can be a great foundation for him, for real. Now, here's where we differ. I think the Falcons are going to trade to the Miami Dolphins because that's the most realistic trade, if anything, is to trade to the Miami Dolphins and get some more picks in the second round. But I think we're going to allow Miami because they need some more receivers. And what better way to do it is to get a tight end who's in the Florida area. He's already familiar with that environment. Why not just go to Miami and help out Tua? And I think that'll be a good pick for him. I think Tua can really play really well, having a nice weapon like Kyle Pitts on his offensive repertoire. So I'm going Kyle Pitts to Miami. And then this one was tough because I think the big Bengals definitely do need a wide receiver. I do feel like they don't have no wide receiver.
You don't believe in T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd?
I think they are, but I think having some weapons like, Jamar Chase and my man Devontae Smith would have been crazy for Joe Burrow. I'm talking about some top speed guys or whatever the case may be, guys that can go get it and who's shown and is proven. But I think they're going to protect him because even the season he had, he still was under pressure a lot.
He was getting beat up.
And he still was putting up numbers. So I think, like I said, with these type of quarterbacks, they're going to protect him. And I think they're going to get one of the best offensive linemen, one of the most dynamic offensive linemen in this draft, my man, Penei Sewell. I think he's going to be a great fit for Cincinnati, and he's going to help Joe Burrow provide more time. It starts on the offensive line for offense. All those receivers is great, but if you can't protect nobody, we seen it again. And I tell y'all this, we seen it in the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl. No line, no points. Simple. So that as a GM, I'm thinking the big picture. Like, yeah, I can get these receivers later. Let me get my line solidified. Let me get some dogs that's going to protect my quarterback, that's going to open up some holes for me to have a good running game and all that good stuff. And I think that's what the Cincinnati Bengals is going to do. I think that's a smart move.
All right. Well, let's move to pick 6 through 10. So, at 6, I got the Dolphins taking Jamar Chase out of LSU. That gives Tua another weapon. I feel like you pairing Jamar Chase with Devontae Parker, you pretty good. I don't disagree with your idea of a tight end, but I think they can go get one. Mike Gesicki is not a bad tight end. Oh, okay. All right. I hear you. All right, yeah. Mike G is not a bad tight end, but I also feel like if you can upgrade that position or add another a more dynamic guy along with Mike Gesicki, it can add to your offense and it gives Tua weapons. I got the Lions taking Devontae Smith. You got to think about it, man. The Lions just added Goff. They lost Kenny Golladay and they lost Jones. So they don't even have a receiver. I don't even know, Only got is my guy Quentin Cephas. I think it's that's how you say his name, out of Wisconsin. But that's not gonna be enough. So they got to get a receiver to help out with golf. I got the Panthers taking Mekhi Parsons. They got to replace Luke Kuechly. They need a guy in the middle or a guy that's going to be able to control the defense. I think that'll help them tremendously. I feel like they still going to probably address the offense in the second round or maybe trade back in. But I feel like the specimen that Mekhi Parsons is something that they need for their defense. I got the Broncos taking Patrick Surtain to shore up their secondary. They did just add Fuller, but a young guy in Patrick Surtain coming out of Alabama who did his thing, and he has NFL roots because his dad played in the league for a lot of years. And it was a pretty solid corner in the league when he played back in with the Dolphins. And then to round out our top 10, I got the Cowboys taking Caleb Farley out of Virginia Tech, who on a lot of draft boards is the best corner in the draft. And I feel like they need that. They just lost Chidobe Awuzie from their secondary, and their secondary was already trash. Mm-hmm. So I feel like adding the Caleb Farley will shore up that secondary and give them a young guy who's to possibly be a number one shutdown corner.
I feel that. Those are good observation. Good analysis. I think this right here is a personal pick because I like this kid.
You do. You are a Mac Jones guy.
I do. I feel like he can be our Eli Manning, but a little bit better. I really feel that way. They play similar. And I think he can be something nice. So what I saw, what he did in that championship game with those weapons and against supposedly one of the most prolific defensive teams, Ohio State. Everybody know they got speed, they got corners, they got all this. And he made them look average. He made them look regular. I like Mac Jones. I know we probably won't get him, but I want him. I want Mac Jones. I think we probably gonna end up getting a guy from North Dakota, but I'm gonna say out of whim, we get Mac Jones. I think the Lions, like you said, they need a receiver. Jamar Chase is an amazing receiver. He didn't play last year, but we know what he did in the national championship with Joe Burrow. That man put on a clinic. That dude was a specimen. You couldn't stop that dude. He was the best receiver on the floor. Even when they had Devontae Smith, that dude showed out. I think the Panthers need offense. They need receivers. I think Devontae Smith is going to help them. He's going to be a deep threat guy. They're missing that. They don't have that as much on a consistent basis. They got somebody out there, but he still struggles. He struggles to catch the ball.
I'm rocking with DJ Moore and Robbie.
DJ Moore is solid, but they still struggle, though. To me, I think adding another receiver will help. I can see where you're going to get that linebacker to substitute Kuechly, but I think the Broncos is going to get Michael Parsons. I think they need somebody on that defensive team that's not my man Von Miller. You know what I'm saying? They need somebody in that middle linebacker spot that can raise havoc, that's smart, that can make tackles and make big plays. I think the D-line is really important, but that middle linebacker is an essential piece to your defense, okay? It's like the D-end, middle linebacker, then you have a corner and a free safety. So if you got one of those on your team, if you got all four positions, you pretty good. You pretty good. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing that for. Okay. But anyway, and then I have the Cowboys. They need a corner. I think the Cowboys need a corner. Patrick Surtain, I know Caleb Farley is the best corner, but Patrick Surtain is proven. He played against topper opponents. He played in the SEC, man. Top receivers. And he played against another top receiving core, that being Ohio State. He stuck the best guy on that team, and they struggled. They struggled, and I think he's pro ready. Like you said, his dad is already a pro. I like him over Caleb Farley because the ACC, they only probably had a few teams in there. They had Clemson, they had North Carolina, Notre Dame, and that's about it. Everybody else is You're not really guarding nobody. I mean, Florida State not that good like that, like they was. And so I'm not really a believer of Caleb Farley, but I think he can do some things. I just don't think he's better than Patrick Surtain. And that's my team. That's what I'm going with. And that's what I'm working with.
And also to even further your point on Patrick Surtain, he had to go against Alabama receivers in practice.
Exactly.
So he's getting, double the work. He's at practice competing, and then they asking him on Saturdays to go guard arguably whoever the best receiver is. So he should be well seasoned. That's why, I got him going ahead of Farley to the Broncos. But like I said, the Falcons trading back, taking Mac Jones, I can see that as the heir apparent to Matty Ice. The Lions do need a receiver. I'm a little skeptical with the Panthers taking Devontae, but I see what you mean by just adding the weapons for Darnold. And then, everything else you got going, I definitely rock with and agree with.
Yeah. I think the Panthers take him because that's one of the best picks on the board still. And what he did last year, it's hard. It's hard to get that up. It really is. It really is. But that's what we got for our mock draft, our top 10. We'd love to see who y'all got for y'all top 10. Let us know in the comments below. Anything you want to say before you get up out of here, Doc?
No, that's our top 10. Next week, we're going to try to knock out 11 through 21. And then the following week is the draft right before our show or right after our show or however we do it. And we'll finish 22 through 32 leading into the draft. So we right on pace to finish our mock draft along with right when the draft starts around 1 that Thursday night. So stay locked in with your boys. That Talk Nation.
Yeah. And just stay safe out here. There's a lot of stuff going on. Be safe, take care of yourself, and stay blessed, man. Stay blessed. Keep it rocking. Keep it locked in with us for all the latest and greatest. And always remember to talk that talk. We'll see y'all next week, man. Have a good weekend. Peace.